Hey, Nick from Playbook here. Hope all is well. Just wanted to chat with you on day 29 of the Playbook project. We're starting to, the days are creeping along here. For the first part of this project, it was, day 5 and day 9 and day 12, when we had, the vast majority of the product or the process left to get this MVP built. Well, here we are almost 30% done with our initiative to start a software company in 100 days. And so, the rubber is starting to meet the road here, and we gotta start getting, making solid progress. And so here, I just wanted to scope out some thoughts on the week ahead. And really top of mind is, getting our initial product process creation done. So the process of kind of ironic here, the process of creating a process. And so being able to one, create different tasks, two, fill those tasks with a bunch of these flexible components, checklists, file uploads, drop downs, and we have almost like a little mini spreadsheet form component where you can have multiple rows and multiple columns within a task. So getting that initial process done from both a UI standpoint and a backend standpoint is really probably the primary goal for the week. And then we've had some issues identifying, an open source tree. And what I mean by a tree is when we're building a process in Playbook, you set it up with this tree-like structure where you have lists of tasks, and then you build the task in the right sidebar here. And then you can have different decision points that take you down different roads. So you can have conditional effects or conditional logic built within your process. And so this would be maybe more a little bit of what I would think of as a workflow. And so we're using React, the JavaScript framework React, for this project, and haven't been able to find a good open source tree like UI library to use. And so we're going to have to build that out. And so we need to spend some time this week trying to be a little more definitive on how we're going to build the tree and what the cost of our time is going to be with that. And so our developer, that's kind of his lead. He's taking the lead on that. And then for me, what I want to spend, a solid amount of time on this week is not only the UI, but the UX on just the various workflows. I spent a lot of time building out what these task components are going to be, how the UI is on creating templates, but just a couple of them that are top of mind would be, and we've spent a fair amount of time designing this stuff already, but team members. So the team members adding to the team, just the process of that, making sure we have that defined and designed in a solid way. And then the other thing is the process activation. So activating processes and putting them, kind of getting them started when you've already created a template. Thinking about in our business, our other software business, Harvest Profit, what are the edge cases that we would run across as we're trying to execute these different processes and put these templated processes into the real world and get them completed. And so we're going to spend some time and make sure we have thought through that as well. And then in addition, one-off tasks and processes. Playbook is a tool for repeatable processes for the most part, repeatable checklists, repeatable pipelines, workflows, but we do want to support one-off tasks and processes, and so want to make sure we have the UI and UX for that. And then The last thing that I want to spend some time with is permissions. So if a user isn't assigned to a process or a task, should they see, how should we allow them to see the other processes? Should that be a Boolean? Yes, they can see everything. No, they can only see things they are assigned to. So both permissions and tasks, because you might, my typing needs a little work today, obviously. So processes and tasks. If you might be assigned to a whole process, or you might just be assigned to one task within a process. And so what are the visibilities and the permissions regarding that? And then on the business front, I want to spend time this week refreshing my knowledge of GDPR. Did quite a bit of research on GDPR here. Whenever that was really getting rolled out, we don't have any EU customers for our other company, Harvest Profit, and so we didn't take a huge deep dive into GDPR. But for Playbook, given that it isn't so, the problem that we're trying to solve here is faced by businesses all around the world, and definitely in the European Union. And so we want to make sure that we're respecting the GDPR laws, and then just in addition to that, privacy is a key value that I have, and so want to make sure from both a Playbook standpoint and our other company, Harvest Profit, that we are utilizing best practices. And so doing an internal audit, seeing what we need to do, the infrastructure we need to put in place to be GDPR compliant is on my to-do list for this week. And so this would be me. This UI UX stuff would be me. The tree is for the dev, Abhay, and Abhay will also be working on the initial process creation, and then hopefully we can get these two things in a good state, and then we can start to define the scope here around the end of the week, early next week, and specifically start working on the dashboard, which is going to kind of be the home for here's all the live processes that are assigned to you, here's their current status, and you can go and start executing tasks from within that screen. And so with that, I just wanted to give you an update on the week ahead. It's the weekend here, so I'm trying to do a little bit of planning on what we are going to do and make sure we're keeping good progress, as the 100 days seem to be slipping off the calendar a little faster now than they did maybe 2 weeks ago. So thank you for following along with Playbook. It's going to be a fun next 70 days. Would love to have you subscribe to the YouTube channel, accept notifications, and continue following our journey. And I hope you can learn some stuff along the way. So if you decide to do a project like this, I can help make your life a little easier. So have a wonderful day, and we will talk to you tomorrow.